I'm Bob Hallmark in studio in Longview today, and we're talking today about something that everybody has been talking about for several months, the eclipse. The East Texas area is out actually in what's called the track of totality for the eclipse, which means East Texas will be one of the places where you can best see the eclipse. But with that come some problems. By last estimate, it is thought that over 1 million people from outside Texas will be visiting here to actually take part and watch the eclipse. Now, these are visitors from out of state, and that number might be a very low number, depending on how close we get. But we do know that some of the hotels in Texas have already started to take reservations, booking them for the April time when the eclipse will happen. Now, it doesn't come without problems. Aside from traffic and, maybe people, flooding food markets and buying food and things of that nature, there are other problems to consider here that most people have not even thought about. And that's why we're joined now by Larry Mcrea from Mount Pleasant area. And Larry has a wealth of experience as a firefighter and as an emergency management coordinator. And he is joining us now to talk a little bit about this. First of all, Larry, thanks for joining us. What is that? What is it that, by your perspective, that most people are not thinking about when it comes to having all of these people coming to Texas?
Well, one of the things we're looking at is the communications issue. With that many people coming into our area, like I said, the estimate for the area around the city of Mount Pleasant, just in our general area, is from 13 to 52,000. In addition to the about 36,000 that already live in Mount Pleasant and Titus County. Um, Based on some of the after action reports from the event that happened in 2017 up in the Northwest, some of the things they encountered were the cell phones got overloaded, everybody trying to talk or take pictures or stream video to the people that are not here, and as well as the internet maybe getting overloaded and stop functioning the way it has been, which can create a lot of problems because a lot of us now depend on cell phones. We don't even have phones at our houses anymore, and so the our cell phones have just become the main source for communications.
One of the things that's connected to that, you mentioned internet. Uh, could this have an adverse effect on emergency services as well? We know that almost everybody uses the internet and the towers that are all over East Texas out here. Could this be a problem as far as emergencies?
It's possible. It depends on the carrier. We understand that they should still be able to get through to 911. They may not be able to dial, a friend down the road or back home, but they should still be able to be able to contact 911. Our dispatching is not necessarily based on 911 on the internet. Generally, it uses radios as at least a backup. So even if an agency does incorporate the internet in their dispatching, they still should have their radio system, two-way radio system to back it up.
Doing a little research, I found that some counties have already enacted disaster declarations for that week of April because of such things as traffic, hospitals, emergency, services, things of that nature. Do you see that as being something that most of the counties will adopt because of we just simply don't know how this is going to affect us?
It's a possibility. I've already drafted one ready for our mayor's signature, just in case we need to enact one. I don't think we're going to go as far as enacting one for the city of Mount Pleasant. I can't speak for the county, but for Mount Pleasant, I don't see us enacting one unless we absolutely have to.
Okay. Uh, and it also brings up the other question, since this is unfamiliar territory for us, we've never had anything quite like this happen. Is there anything that people should be aware of or just be particularly prepared for? In other words, you said yourself, we live on our cell phones and our iPhones right now. Should we be prepared for maybe delays or, times when we just simply can't use it?
Yes, that's real possible. If the cell system goes down, there may be times when they're not be able to make phone calls. And as far as other things they may want to do is not create a panic or anything, but a few days ahead of time, go ahead and get their staples locally. Get their kind of like you're planning for a July 4th picnic or party. You don't wait till July the 3rd to go buy your hot dogs and buns. Get those a few days ahead of time. Go and fill your tank up with gas. Just be prepared just in case. Like I said, we're expecting a whole lot of visitors to this area, and they're going to want those same supplies as well. So we've had a meeting with our Chamber of Commerce, and they have passed it on to the members of their group about being prepared.
Okay.
That was one of the things that was in the after action from up in the northwest when it happened, is they were underestimated by more than half the amount of people that were going to be in their area. So not preparing to have more food in the restaurants, make sure all the convenience store fuel tanks are up and running. Just being prepared for that large number of people that may be here.
In many ways, and this will be the last part of it, but in many ways, in your experience, this is very similar to, like preparedness for storms and things of that nature, where you get the things that you have to have just in case you have to have them.
Absolutely. It's kind of like being prepared. On the coast, hurricanes are predicted, sometimes weeks ahead of time. So it gives people time to prepare to go get it and just be ready. Just being prepared is just a smart thing to do. If we happen to not get the amount of people that we're expecting for weather, or that's going to be right in the middle of severe storm season. So we could have a tornado watch or warning, or it could be pouring down rain that day. And but even if they stocked up on stuff, they'll use it later on anyway. It's not going to spoil.
Okay. Larry, thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate the education.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
All right, Larry Mcrea. And we will have much more on this story tonight on KLTV 7 News. For KLTV Web Extra, I'm Bob Hallmark.